All right, we are live. Welcome back to this week's Workshop Wednesday. We are missing a lovely face, and that is Lori Graham. She is out for the week with her family, but you get me to sub in, and then we also have the lovely Jana. So today we are talking on, for this week's Workshop Wednesday, we're talking on better styling equals more money and how to maximize real estate returns with professional staging. So welcome, Jana.
Yes, super excited to talk about this topic today because it is all about the dollar. And guys, we are seeing such a change and shift within the Dallas market just from these last few weeks. We know interest rates hiked up, and then that meant that properties went down, right? So they're literally not getting what they wanted to get, which means they're also staying longer on the market. And that is our opportunity for our stagers to come in and say, hey, do you want more money? Do you still want to sell in a quick amount of time? Well, it's time to call the experts. So we're going to give you guys some ideas today. Jill's got some questions for us, and we're going to hop right into making sure you guys understand you want more money, you got to have more staging, and that's going to bring in those dollars.
Yes. So our first question that we have is, how does professional staging impact real estate overall?
Right. We know that it's about not only making properties pretty, but pretty for profit. So we've got to go in, add our magic touch. We know you guys know this, but it's all about how do you convey this to the realtors? Well, you do it through video. You shoot some videos, you get on that social media, all of the different channels and platforms, and you tell the stories of how people are making more money. You're telling the success stories of every single property that is sold. And we understand it's not just about the extra time, energy, and effort of staging, but it's about the ROI. So let's get into impact, right? It's about impact when we do what we do. There's method to the madness. It works. We know it, no doubt about it. So you've got to retrain these agents that have been through COVID. They have gotten out of their normal. And so now we have to retrain them and see this as like a new opportunity to tell your story in a new market.
I love that. And I love how you said that we need to retrain them. And that is what we have our CE classes for that we offer to our members. So definitely check that out at myhsra.com. But love all of that. Okay, so our second question that we have is, how can a home stager assist a short-term rental host in increasing their ROI through their property styling?
Yeah, so this is another great story that needs a post, needs video, needs to see before and after, needs to hear the process. Because when it comes to short-term rental properties, we know that property styling pays dividends. Literally, I can't tell you how much more we get because we get to now market that it's a professionally styled and designed place. Right? Who have you ever wanted to stay in a model property? Now's your chance, right? We literally tell the story. So it's not just about the pictures that we get to send in, and they literally purchase by the pictures, but it's the story, the description of the property. Then when they enter in, they actually have an incredible experience that they can give a 5-star review for. So we always say, if you want to up that average daily rate as an STR host, you need to have it professionally styled by your staging company, the ones that have been trained to do so. This is not staging like a typical stage to sell. No, this is styling for STR. So it's a little different. Furniture's different, the placement's different. We're understanding the space planning of the entire property, and it is full meal deal. I mean, curtains and TVs and everything. So if you have not gotten trained on how to actually install, the install is like one piece of about a 30-step process that you need to do. But this can definitely maximize your ROI as staging companies. You may have one property, one project, STR project, that is like 5 to 10 regular staging. So, and you don't have to go back and pick it up, by the way. So really, really great incentives. You just have to tell that story. Don't you want to maximize your average daily rate? Have it professionally styled by us as an amazing staging company, the experts, right?
Yes. And I mean, when I think about it, it's almost like turned into a design project because of how much time and effort that goes into it. Like you are doing the curtains, you are doing all the extra things that you wouldn't do with a regular stage.
So, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. When y'all are thinking about doing this and adding these to your services, think about the time that's going to be put into it, because like Jana said, this could take, a couple days, a few days. It's going to replace, 3 to 4 stages. So yeah, super huge. All right. Our third question is, how can home stagers make sure they are bringing the most value to the industry?
Yeah, value to the industry is professional training. So it's not like a one and done. Many of us, as we got into the industry, we may have received some designation, certification, gone to a 2-day course, gone to a week course. But this is about continuing education, because we are in a market that's shifting, market that's changing. And by the way, newsflash, we are in the real estate industry, not the home staging industry. That's a sub-segment, right? That is something that is like a niche inside the real estate industry. So getting your real estate training, understand what's going on with the average days on market, your median price range, understanding which properties are selling the most because of interest rates or different programs that you have going on. Your realtors are really those that are understanding and have the secret sauce, right? We as HSRA, we're part of Inman. We're part of Keeping Current Matters. These are all real estate resources that literally they analyze what's going on in the real estate world. So sharpen up on your skills on understanding that we're in the real estate game. We are real estate services. We provide this to help better that real estate. So I would say continuing education, continuing knowledge, and then actually applying it and telling the story. So do not discredit. Don't be too busy for your continuing education so that you are an expert advisor.
Love it. Yes. And our last question that we have, I know we're doing this real fast, but
rapid fire.
Rapid fire. The last question that we have are, what are some tips and tricks for a home stager to stay on trend in the real estate industry?
Yeah, staying on trend, right? It's all about your area and your avatar. So you've got to understand every single property has a certain ideal client. So you've got to know what is going to be on trend for that client, for that particular home in a particular area, right? The way that we stage and maybe some of the styling in a beach property is going to be different than a lake property versus a downtown high rise like we're in right now. And so on trend means understanding what trends are applicable in your certain area with that certain style of home, with that certain design, that client. And then you can go say, okay, now that I have an understanding of the avatar, the ideal buyer, now we're going to go put some, pizzazz in the property somehow, some way that's going to get attention, but it's not going to offset someone else that's possibly not the ideal client coming in. We were not a typical avatar for a downtown high-rise apartment because we were coming from suburbia, with a home in a neighborhood, a large home going down, downsizing, but also upsizing because we're paying a good 3x what our mortgage would be on a larger, 3 times the size home. So this property was so ideal for us because it was more of a transitional. It has the clean lines we were looking for, which would typically be, someone downtown looking for the maybe a single, that is a professional. So it wasn't necessarily, we didn't fit the bill. But when you can stage property based on what's going on in the market, based on how that ideal client's going to perceive that property, take some of the designer tips and trends, but then you have to make it applicable to your ideal client. And outliers like us will probably still love it as well.
I love it. I love it. And so if you are interested in learning more about short-term rental, because I know we talk a lot about short-term rental, because it is huge for our industry right now, like huge. If it's not in your radar at all, it needs to be. It needs to come into your radar. But we have our interactive STR master training workshop. This is the third one that we are doing. So we've had 2, and both of them have sold out. But this one we're doing in Houston rather than Dallas. So that is September 8th and 9th. We've got it up on the screen here. You can head over to strmasterminds.com to learn more about it. But we definitely want to see you there. Bring your friends, bring your family. We literally had an entire family show up to our last one. And there were so many questions that were had and were answered. So we want to see you there for sure. So Jana, my last question, this is my last question. It's not on our list of questions. But my last question is, what is some advice that you would give a home stager that's either just now starting out home staging or someone that's been in the business for a long time that's interested in getting into doing this whole short-term rental thing?
Yeah, I would say, again, surround yourself with experts. Do not try to figure this out or go it alone. Just because you're in business by yourself doesn't mean that you have to totally be by yourself when it comes to the decision making, when it comes to people that are willing to share. So take advice, ask questions, find someone that can mentor you so you make less mistakes and you get there faster. There are people within HSRA. We're here to help you guys get started on the right foot so that you get there faster. You don't waste as much time or money or the frustration that you can't even put a price on. So get that initial training. By the way, we have lots of recommendations for that. Then get plugged into membership so it's continuing education daily. And then, of course, we have classes and workshops and masterminds that you can have specialized knowledge like short-term rental, STR we call it, and then you become a subject matter expert once you get into it, and then you get to help teach and train other people. Once you start nailing it and understanding, wow, this is something that I have found success in. I've learned my own way of doing it when it comes to best practices. And most of the time, though, it's formulas, right? It's the way A plus B equals C. We can definitely get this figured out together. So we're going to be at Market together in July. We're going to be talking about our services, and we're super excited about, or is that sales? I can't remember.
Sales.
Yeah. Yes, sales. So all about sales. And that's another thing. Everyone is in sales. If you are just starting out in business, you must know sales. That is a fundamental growth of every single person, as well as every single company. We're all in sales. So do it right so that you can do it once, you can learn it, and you can scale. So get that education, surround yourself with people that are doing big things, and you will be that person right alongside them.
Absolutely. And we do have HSRA events up on the screen right now, so you can check out all of our events. That sales mastermind, we do have a services mastermind in December in Tampa.
Yes.
So to check out that website and get all of those events on your calendar. And we will be back here next Wednesday. Lori will be back, and she will be the fabulous host. And we'll see y'all then. Have an amazing rest of your week.
Yes, thank you, Jill. You did awesome. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.